So this afternoon I have to do a quick oil change on the girlfriend's TXT. She clocks up way too many hours on this thing and I'm constantly having to change oil and everything else. So we'll probably just give it a quick going over. We're going on a ride tomorrow, so I'll be doing mine after this, but basically the same thing. Quick oil change, check the air cleaner, chains, blah blah blah. Just quickly go over the bike. She's a bit dusty, but this bike pretty much cops it close to an hour a day every day. Uh, yeah, gonna have to rebuild her soon. Yeah, we'll get into it. Okay, so she's warmed up, got my oil pan. I'm just gonna quickly jump under here and pop out the sump bolt. And the sump bolt is out. Interestingly enough, that oil's actually looking pretty clean in there. A little bit discoloured, but still relatively clear. It's certainly not black or anything nasty like that, so doing the oil changes frequently enough. I'm just going to let this drain out a bit and we'll pop off the top there and fill it back up. Anyway, talk to you guys in a minute. Just the other thing quickly, a lot of these sump plugs do have magnetic bits on them. Catches a bit of scrap. As you can see, I do have a little bit of sludge here. That's fairly normal from what I've seen in my 10 or 15 years of playing with two strokes. It is a little bit disconcerting. That is obviously showing wear, but I wouldn't call that ridiculous. Bit of a slime there on my finger from it all. But something to keep an eye on if you do start getting bigger chips or chunks stuck on there rather than just small bits of dust. Might have a problem happening, but a bit of dust on those things is usually pretty good. We have the workshop supervisor busy at work this afternoon, keeping an eye on everyone. Hey, aren't you? You're a hard boss. Give that a quick clean down there before we pop it off. Like he's a little bit dirty, I should have washed it first, but we're just doing a quick change here today. And I've got the wrong size spanner again. Right size spanner this time. These are a bit slow to get out. Keep an eye out for those copper washers, guys. Okay, so first things first, sun plug going back in. Let's get that oil container out of the way. Make sure everything's relatively clean up in there with your rag. And tighten it up. And then just snug them up. Not too tight, not too loose. Seeing too many stripped drain bolts down in there to do them up too tight. And then we're just going to put some oil in the top here and we should be ready to button her up and check the air cleaner. Okay, so about to fill up with oil. What oil do I use? Well, I've used a lot of different oils over the years. All sorts of stuff, specialist gear oils. I have been a big fan of GRO for a long time with their gear oil. But what I've been finding, particularly on the trials bikes, and I also use this stuff in the DRZ and even the EC, I've become a big fan of Penrite. Most of their oils, from what I can see, actually specify use in wet clutches is okay. I've used all of this stuff across all of my bikes. I haven't really noticed any difference between any of them. I just get whatever is on sale that week. They all seem relatively close enough for me. Probably use the slightly thicker one there in the DRZ as actual engine oil, but the rest of these guys I'm just using as clutch oil in the gearbox basically, or gearbox oil. Just dump it in, keep it changing. At the moment this one here is open, so that's what we'll be putting in the gasser today. As you can see down the bottom there is a picture of a motorbike, and on the back it does specify use in wet clutches alright. Some of these are semi-synthetic. While I did get this one the other week on special, it's full synthetic and I got it cheaper than the rest. I don't quite know how that works out, so we'll be giving that a run. I generally use the cheaper semi-synthetics just because they're cheaper, so I'll be curious to see if I can notice anything with the full synthetic, but we're saving that to probably go on the big EC, and basically we just use one bottle up at a time really. Anyway, so that's what oil I use. ATF type F I believe is also very good. Just change it a bit more regularly. I try and let the oil dictate my oil changes. When it gets dirty, I change it. If I can do it just before it gets dirty, that's even better. So that's generally what I aim for. But find a good oil, make sure there's no friction modifiers in there, and especially on your 2-strokes, you can use just about anything in that gearbox as long as it's suitable for wet clutches. Hope that's helpful. Rightio folks, standard issue GasGas syringe with rubber tubing inserted. Sump plug is in. We're after 400 mils of this beautiful stuff here. So we'll just quickly measure that out. This jug isn't quite big enough, so we'll be doing it in 2 halves. And here comes the job that every GasGas owner loves and enjoys. The slow oil fill up. I've had bottles to squirt in here at times. I've found numerous solutions to this issue, but quite frankly I find that using the thinner oil and just taking a moment to appreciate what you're doing for your bike and how much better the riding's going to be, I find it a bit of a zen moment. Just taking my time and very slowly filling up the gearbox. And then we're just putting the fill plug back in. Got our 400 mils of oil in there. Again, don't over tighten it, just has to be nipped up. That's our oil change done. Don't know if you can see that, air cleaner doesn't look too bad. She's a little bit dirty, but I think we'll get one more ride out of her, so should be alright. That's about it. Air cleaner looks alright, oil changed. She should be ready for another day of fun on the trails tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe my videos. Share them around. Thanks.